We're here in Bible Lands Park at Cedars Camps at the location of Jerusalem with the tabernacle in the background. And the reason we're here is because these locations convey the significance of the connection between our relationship on one side with one another to our relationship with God. Again and again, in both the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament, we see these two relationships as inextricably connected. In fact, if you look at the literary structure of the Ten Commandments, they begin with our relationship to God and then move to our relationship with one another. The same occurs in the Lord's Prayer, beginning with petitions related to the divine realm and then moving to petitions related to the human realm. And the very same occurs in the book of Leviticus, beginning with laws related to worship within the tabernacle and then temple, and then moving to talking about the ethics of our relationships with our neighbor. And it's in Leviticus where we encounter the second great commandment for the very first time. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. In Jesus' day, a young man came to him and asked him, "How do I inherit eternal life?" And he encouraged him to obey the commandments, and then went on to list only those commandments that have to deal with our relationships with each other, stressing the significance of these relationships and of this second great commandment. In Jeremiah's day, people were separating their economic lives from their spiritual lives, their relationships with each other from their relationships with God. In fact, in Jeremiah 7, the prophet stands at the temple and critiques the people for breaking all of the commandments, treating others unjustly, and then entering the temple proclaiming, "We are safe," trusting the words of false prophets who say that Jerusalem will always be safe because it has the temple of the Lord. Jeremiah responds, "That is only if the people amend their ways and act justly one with another, will God be present in the temple." Jeremiah identifies Israel's social injustice as a symptom of its idolatry, its failure to know the God of the Exodus, and therefore defines knowing God as doing justice for the poor and needy. According to John Robinson, whether one has known God is tested by one question only: how deeply have you loved? Mary Baker Eddy states that the test of all prayer lies in the answer to these questions. Do we love our neighbor better because of this asking? Notice, she doesn't say what I often catch myself saying. The test of all prayer is, did the physical symptoms disappear? But rather, do we love our neighbor better because of this asking? Both of these theologians follow Jeremiah's lead in stating that knowing God must result in loving and just actions toward our neighbor. This is the heart of the prophet.